I believe we're facing two of the best college football players in the country.
They're going to talk all week about how they're going to beat us.
Coaches and people who watch football have been praising Kador Sanders and Travis Hunter ever since they watched them play. Colorado versus Texas Tech might be one of the most important games this Saturday. I know you probably weren't expecting that 3 weeks ago, but here we are. The stars have aligned. Texas Tech has put themselves in a position to be able to completely shut the Big 12 down after their shocking win over Iowa State in classic Big 12 last-second fashion. I love what Colorado's doing. No matter who wins this game, this is going to be a hallmark and a stepping stone for both of these programs in the trajectory that they take. Colorado has everything to lose. We're not going to do a full breakdown or full, prediction today. Today, we're going to look at some interviews. We're going to see some of the things that the coach has said, because Texas Tech coach has said some things and Colorado has said some things. So I'm going to stop yapping for a second.
I believe we're facing two of the best college football players in the country. One is probably the leader in the Heisman right now, Travis Hunter. I mean, he's a generational player. I keep thinking back, and you'd have to go a long way back. I know there's been different guys that have been able to play both sides of the ball, but this guy's going to take over 100 snaps on Saturday and play at an elite level. I mean, as good as anybody in the country, and so he deserves to be in the mix and probably the leader. And then, in my opinion, I think that Shedeur Sanders is the best quarterback in college football. If I was an NFL GM and I had a pick to where I needed a quarterback, he'd be the first quarterback taken in this year's draft. He should be, and so I have a lot of respect for him. I believe we're facing, talking about Deion, the one thing that I was always so impressed with Deion is what kind of dad he is and what kind of dad he was. Me being a high school coach, I dealt with a lot of helicopter parents, and he is the farthest thing. We had a game against DeSoto. It was on national stage, 12,000 people, sold out. And, I asked him, hey, do you want me to make sure you got a place to sit? And he goes, Coach, I'm sitting in the extra seats in the end zone. You don't have to worry about me, but I'll be there to watch. And so that's just kind of the person he is. I think the world of him. Talking about Deion, the one thing.
How we do things on a daily basis, we need to elevate that. Because this team, I know a lot of these guys on this staff, and so do a lot of these coaches around here. What I do know, they're watching the tape. They're going to accept this challenge.
Yep.
They're going to talk all week about how they're going to beat us. So we can't limp into this one. We can't half our way into this one.
I mean, that's just, I don't know what to tell you, but phenomenal. Like, I love hearing that. And if you guys don't know, he coached Bucky, so he coached Deion Sanders Jr. Again, remember, a lot of people like disrespect Bucky and Shedeur Sanders. Bucky was an SEC corner. He also went to SMU as well. I believe he went to South Carolina, then SMU. I know Shiloh went to South Carolina too. Shiloh was a SEC cornerback. Like, these are some good players, and you're playing DeSoto. Like, he was playing in Texas. That's if y'all not familiar with Texas high school football, DeSoto is one of the biggest, baddest big dog schools around there. Of the was it Duncanville, those names, and you know what I'm saying, those types of names. So this was an elite coach at an elite program doing elite things against elite schools, and to see and hear him first off give praise, right? And here's the crazy thing, because it's like, coaches and people who watch football have been praising Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter ever since they watched them play. It just seems that, like, certain weird talking heads and certain weird pundits have these weird knocks against them, or Deion Sanders. Every single person who has actual, like, a relationship, a working relationship, who's been coached by him, every single person through the history of Deion Sanders has positive things to say. I know Cormani McClain has things to say. I know these people. I know a random article by The Athletic and a bunch of people who transferred out of Colorado had a lot of things to say. But when you talk about the true history of people, I think that's great. And I think it's great that, like, these guys are prepared. Just kind of like we said with the Colorado video that we watched with the coach talking to him. Like, and I alluded to this too. This is a Texas Tech team that is no longer just a scrappy Texas Tech team. 3 weeks ago, we were talking about this team, this being, this is a blowout for Colorado. They got to worry about this and that other team. Like, it wasn't that, okay, Colorado had easy from here by Colorado standards. It was just that, oh, well, Texas Tech is just a pushover. It is what it is. Not anymore, dog. And then you add the personal element to that. You add the fact that, hey, man, this is going to be a coach that probably studied you a little different. That you got the Colorado coaches talking about, hey, man, they know a lot of people over there. This is a little different, and it's personal in a different way. And a lot of people, if y'all play sports, I'm sure a lot of y'all have in history, you know that there's when it gets personal, hatred wise, and then there's another personal where it's like, oh, I know you. Like this is just off. You sparring with somebody or you fighting with someone that you know. If you go against a team, like you have your rivals, and then you have your team that. Them guys, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all kind of equal out. I had a school. It was called Jefferson High School. I'm not gonna tell you what school I went to, but Jefferson High School. What's it called? Was a school that I played my senior year. Similar situation where, hey man, this is we know a lot of them. They know a lot of us. Like the Colorado coach is saying. We know those people over there. We know administrator over here. It's not a hatred. It's this is gonna be a dogfight. And I think Colorado is signed up for a complete dogfight. That's what it is. And then that story of him being the type of parent that, again, he seems to allude to being, right? That old school type of, hey, man, you got to earn it yourself. And I know I've been on this channel. I've said, hey, he's impartial or he's partial towards his kids. And yeah, I think he is, but I think he is in a very positive way. Like I think y'all took that out of context, and this is what I mean by being partial to their kid, being partial to his kids, wanting the best for his kids. He's talking about him, being at this big Showtime event with his, 5-star, 4-star. I think Blake was like a 3-star, to be honest with you. He went to Smooth, but a top tier kid. You're at this top tier showdown, and Deion's like, yo, let me just sit down. Like I'm just a regular parent. I don't want to be Deion Sanders. I don't want to be a dad prime time. I want to be a dad for my kid and allow him to play. And again, y'all need to pay attention to the schools they went to. SMU in South Carolina, I get it. They got the Sanders last name. I'm sure they got some bumps and some handshakes there, but they didn't go to FSU. You know what I'm saying? They didn't go to a Texas school. SMU is a Texas school. SMU is a Texas school. But, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't a true impartialness there. I think there's a lot more respect in this family, a lot more respect that needs to be had for Deion Sanders. And you can see things like that from people who have that deep history of him. So I never bought any of the crazy derogatory things y'all say about Deion Sanders. Let's keep it on football. He struggled with coaching on the offensive side, or at least allowing his offensive coordinator to do what needs to do. We're in a different set of circumstances now. This is a Colorado offense that's been moving a little bit. This is a Colorado defense that has a bit of an identity with Warren Sapp. This is a Texas Tech team that looks very promising and really wants to light up. So getting back strictly to football, got a few things to look at here. My man Scott Proctor, he's a Texas Tech, a reporter. He's got a few cool little stats here. Then we're going to hop into the matchup. And then, like I said, look at those advanced stats. And we're going to pop out of here. Again, prediction will be up later this week. I want y'all to get down in the comments down below right now and go ahead and predict it, because I'll get in that video and I'm going to read y'all's comments, y'all's predictions when I make my prediction, and we'll do that. But check this out. So, just one Big 12 team is allowing more than 300 passing yards per game this season, and it's Texas Tech. No other Big 12 team is allowing more than 261 yards per game. That's going against a Colorado Buffalo passing attack that is ranked in almost the top 10 in every single category, top 10 to top 30 in every category, of course, except for getting sacks. But so keep that morsel in your head. Texas Tech head coach Joey McGuire on slowing down Colorado. We have to hit the quarterback. McGuire referenced the Baylor-Nebraska game where Shador was sacked a combined 13 times. Red Raiders have the fewest sacks in the Big 12 this season at 11. A lot of things. Look, I gave a lot of praise to this Texas Tech team. I told you this is going to be a scrappy team. I told you this is going to be a personal team. But on paper, still, as we go into this week, Colorado is looking like they're pros in all the places that Texas Tech is not pros in, right? And going back to that stat of them being the only team in the Big 12 to allow over 300 yards passing on average at 307.2, the last three quarterbacks to face Texas Tech was Baylor Sawyer Robinson at 65% is nasty. TCU's Josh Hoover, Josh Hoover is one of the leaders in FBS. I believe he's top 10. I think number 1 in the Big 12 when it comes to passing yards. And then Iowa State's Rocco Becht at 300 yards on 2 touchdowns. So Not to disrespect those quarterbacks, but Shedeur Sanders is the best quarterback in the nation right now. Carson Beck decided to Cam Ward, he's one of the best. Shedeur's one of the best. Carson Beck decided to slip on a banana peel and just become, I don't know, this shell of somebody else. So you know how that goes. But yeah, continuing forward, it's impressive that the weight gain he's had, and he's talking about Shedeur Sanders, and this is back to alluding to the point of Shedeur Sanders being one of the best quarterbacks in this class, one of the best quarterbacks in the nation. He goes on to say it's impressive the weight gain he's had from last year to this year, the muscle he's put on. He takes a lot of hits, and man, he's a tough guy. He just keeps getting back up. So a lot of praise. You like to see that. You like to see a bit of respect going both ways, and I'm almost 100% sure that it is mutual. Take a quick dip into these advanced stats, and we're going to get up out of here. Again, we'll get into more of the rankings and stuff in our prediction. Y'all know how we do it. You get deeper into where these guys rank and kind of the outlook on different things, but they got some boys that can spin it. But looking at the advanced stats really quickly here, we've got Colorado when it comes to team metric and scoring opportunities. They got 54.1 points per opportunity. Their field position, they average right about the 69.5, 71.5 for defense. Expected points 1.4. The old EPA, power, success, havoc. I don't even know what this is. That's a Mortal Kombat character. That's cool. Predicted points added. Offense, defense, this is their success rate at 46%, 39% for defense. Standard downs, 51. Passing downs, 35. That is interesting. They have a 35% success rate on passing downs. Hey, Colorado needs to get after the quarterback a lot more. They need to get after the quarterback a lot more. Taking a peek at Texas Tech stuff. Again, not going to go too deep into this. We do have a prediction coming out. When we do that, we'll go deeper in here. But this is an offense with 59 opportunities. They start a pretty similar average start here. Expected average points negative 4 versus 1.5. Similar numbers there as well. Power success 75 to 60. And then I want to go back to that success rate. Okay, so they are 35%, 49%. Oh, I did not mean to Google search 39%, 49% when it comes to their standard downs. When it comes to success, 44% when it comes to success rate. Interesting stuff. We will go deeper into this in our full prediction. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about the comments that the head coach said. How you feel about that link between Deion Sanders and this Texas Tech head coach? Do you think it's going to make a difference? It's going to make this game more personal, mean more to some of these players? I don't know. I think it's going to be a slobber knocker, but we'll get into that in the predictions. I just wanted to see that. I think it was great to see a head coach sharing that respect between each other, and I mean that Deion Sanders is going to share that in the same. So good stuff to see, man. Y'all be phenomenal. Y'all be great. Leave a like on this video if you like it, dislike if you don't like it, subscribe, do all the fun stuff, bell icons, all that amazing things, man. Y'all be great. We'll see you next time.